So what are your intentions with me? Like, you think I'm crazy?
Oh, yeah. What are you doing here?
Nasty fuck, motherfucker.
Oh, no. Oh, wait. What's going on here? Wait. What's going on? What is going on? Can you kiss her neck? Shit, there.
I don't have any weapons, but I can empty my pockets.
You mind showing me your ID just to make sure? How old are you?
I'll show you my ID eventually.
Okay.
I think I already explained my age.
How old are you? How old are you?
Relax, bro.
How old are you?
You're good, bro. Put this in your mouth. Put this in your mouth. That's crazy. Put this in your mouth.
Hold on, bro.
Put this in your mouth.
So as you guys can see, this Abdul, or in other words, this Mohammedan got exposed for trying to be with a 13-year-old girl. And as you guys may know, if you guys don't know anything about Islam, I will inform you. According to Islam, there is no such thing as an age of consent. In fact, they don't believe in an age of consent. They instead believe in a practice called tithing, which I will go ahead and get into later. But this is why we should not allow such degenerates into our Western society. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just so Muslims can't say I'm making it up, because they love to do this practice called taqiyya, which is where they can go ahead and pretend that I'm saying is untrue in order to defend their false religion, Islam. So if we search up the age of consent in Saudi Arabia, it shows the whole Middle East. Middle East, like parts of Northern Africa, most Middle Eastern countries do not have a set age of consent, but require that couples are married. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that it's a very common thing, and it's widely accepted within Islam for you to be able to go ahead and marry a little girl as a grown man. For example, we see this with their false prophet Muhammad. He's a perfect example because he's the greatest representation of Islam, correct? And so whenever we look at Muhammad, he actually married his wife at the age of 6. So according to Sahih al-Bukhari, which is one of their most respected hadiths, which is basically how they understand the faith of Islam more, it states that the Prophet married her when she was 6 years old, and he consummated his marriage when she was 9 years old. Haram said, I have been informed that Aisha remained with the Prophet for 9 years until his death. So basically, Aisha, this little girl at the age of 6, was forced to marry this PDF file at the age of 60 years old, all in the name of Allah. And if you guys read the hadith within context, you will see that it gets a lot more gore and vile. This is the reason why for him, he was able to justify in his mind that he could sleep with a little girl, because according to Islamic tradition, their own prophet did do the same. And instead of practicing age of consent, where they wait for a minor to turn into a valid age, such as 18 or 21 amongst most modern cultures, what they instead do is they act barbaric, and they do this thing called tithing. And if you guys aren't aware of what tithing is in Islam, tithing is this practice where you wait for a minor to turn a specific age, and you wait for them to turn a specific age where you can actually go inside of them, because when they're at the age of 5 or 3, they're unfortunately too young for these PDF files to go inside of them. So they wait for them to become 6 or 9 or 13, and that's how they determine the age of consent. It's more on a case-by-case basis. But Muhammad, he seemed like he went before the age of tithing, because he didn't even practice that. He went inside of her at the age of 6. And we also see this because in the hadith, it also talks about the fact that she actually cleaned his semen. It's very disgusting, and she scraped it off of his clothes after he had fun with his guy friends that he invited over. So it makes you think, what did he do with his guy friends, and what did he do with his child bride when he was behind closed doors? Very, very sick man. But this is the representation of Islam and who they follow. This is the reason why it doesn't shock me that he's catching this Muslim man being a PDF file trying to meet with a 13-year-old girl, because not only is it normalized in their culture, but women are instead shunned, and women are looked down upon, instead of realizing that the men are to blame for, because they're sexualizing women and their mentality, and they're looking down upon them. Because in Islamic culture, women are not equal to men. Women are seen as subservient to men. And as we continue to see, he actually had a knife. So imagine what he was trying to do. He was probably going to be another case of a Muslim man raping a little girl, then killing her or pouring acid on her face to let go of the evidence so that she can't tattletale on him to the cops, or so that the cops won't be able to see who raped her. So this is the unfortunate reality of Islam, but this is the destruction that it brings to our Western world.
Bro, he has a 9. He has a 9. Yo, YG, why?
In your mouth, punk.
YG, YG, what would you do if it was your 9-year-old daughter right now here?
It wouldn't be my 9-year-old daughter right
Hold
here.
on, bro.
He'd be a dead man.
I'm on a dating app, okay? First of all.
But why are you meeting a?
But I'm also interested in psychology. Why do you guys do this?
What?
Bro, shut your weird
What the fuck? You trying to flip?
Hey,
flip this shit.
I'm not trying to flip shit. I'm just trying to figure out like why you guys.
Are you nasty?
But this is not what I do, and I figured this is what kind of what's happening.
It's just crazy, guys. Look how he tries flipping the tables around to seem like the victim.
I see you feeling on that girl.
And this is what Muslims love to do. That's why I'm glad that they actually had a lawyer there present with them. If you guys don't know, because if he didn't have a lawyer there present with them, he would have looked like the bad guy. And Muslims are very infamous for playing that mentality of being the victim. This is why you hear the concept or the term coined Islamophobia, because if you speak any truth against them and you expose them for who they truly are, you will be labeled as racist, bigoted, xenophobic, and Islamophobic, when it's actually quite the opposite. So this shows that when people call you Islamophobic, racist, or xenophobic, they're actually speaking out of a place of ignorance, because they don't know any better and they don't know what they're talking about. Because exposing Islam for what it truly is not racist. In fact, their false prophet Muhammad was racist because he owned multiple black slaves, and he actually made fun of their appearance as a white male. Muhammad was not a brown man. He was not a black man. Muhammad was a white man. In fact, he was so white he was compared to being the color of snow by his followers because he was so white. So Muhammad was a racist white man who owned black slaves in Ethiopia and called them raisin heads. So not only was he racist, but he was also sexist and demeaning towards women. Whenever women in the hadiths in the Quran asked him, hey, my husband is abusing me, he's trying to grape me, what should I do? Muhammad got upset at the woman and he told them, go and please your husband and be obedient to him, and maybe he wouldn't do that to you. So there's multiple scenarios where he's actually the racist one, he's the sexist one, he's the xenophobic one, because he actually also believes that Allah only understands Arabic. And this is a common belief by all Muslims. They believe that Allah only speaks Arabic, which is the reason why they pray in Arabic, why the Quran was written in Arabic, because Allah does not speak other languages. He's too busy in the toilet reading Arabic only. So this is the sad belief system of Islam, and this is the reason why we cannot accept this ideology into the Western world, because it's not compatible with our ideologies of freedom, equality, and liberty under God. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was edifying. Please smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and don't forget to become a member on my Patreon just in case I get banned at patreon.com/NateBornAgain. God bless you guys so much.